motivation, easy. Easy. Monday, motivation, easy. Easy. Monday, motivation, easy. Easy. Monday, motivation, easy. Easy. Monday, motivation.
Easy. Hey.
Motivation.
I
That's
never get
right.
tired of seeing that.
No. Welcome everybody to Easy Monday Motivation. It's your man E checking in with you, and I'm so happy to have with me the best crew that you can ever see anywhere in the world. My homeboy CT and Johnny My Liege. How y'all doing?
Fantastic. Absolutely
So
fantastic.
sophisticated, Johnny Money. So we're fantastic.
Yeah, we're fantastic.
It's been wonderful.
Because I know what this is about to be. We about to be acting here. I can already tell. So I had to
Too
start
comfortable.
off
That's
very
what
proper.
I told y'all a couple weeks ago. I was just settling in. Like I think I got my house shoes on this episode, so I don't know what's gonna happen. I
think when you pulled the floor to floor, I knew we was getting there. Oh yeah, our back, ladies and gentlemen, our pre-show today was a whole show. We look forward to being able to give you some of those backstage pivots, but it was fun. It's wonderful to be here. It's November, guys. We have made it to November. I'm really excited to be in this month because November is special because it really does kick off, the holiday season, right? As soon as you get in November, like a lot of things have already happened, right? Gourds have already been out, pumpkins have already been out, right? Like, kids are gourds because like they're different than pumpkins in some senses because they can be funny shaped, but whatever whatever you can gourd. We're gonna we're looking forward to this wonderful month because like it brings family, it brings fun. It is like a lot of cheer kicks off right now, and I'm so excited because today is also a special national day. So Cam, go ahead and pull up the picture. Okay. Today is National Nacho Day.
Ooh.
Right. Yes.
Ooh, come on, nachos.
National Nacho Day. Come on. All right. Now, it's important that we recognize National Nacho Day because nachos, just like everything, bring us all together. Hey, Mr. Thomas, how you doing? All right.
It's my birthday month. It's me and my sister's birthday month.
Okay. So it's turn up. All right. So it's not Nacho birthday month, but we will make sure we celebrate the Queen's birthday. So Johnny, my liege, and your sister, I know we're gonna turn up. I know you got some big plans, so we look forward to hearing about that as well. But I do want to check in with you guys and see how your week was and how things have been. So I'm gonna come to you first, Johnny, my liege, and I come to you, CT. So how was your week? What's been going on?
My week is going. You know what? I had a really great weekend, y'all. I went to a wedding of my husband's college friends, got married, and it was a beautiful weekend. It was really nice. The weather was nice, and we went to Kentucky. It was just live. It was just a wonderful weekend. Now, I gotta ask, did you make those nachos that we just saw?
No, not those particular nachos. I thought about posting my nachos, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get some organic stuff. So I went and got some nachos for Nacho Day and took a picture.
In the spirit, those nachos ain't nachos.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there we go.
Sorry.
That.
Hey, I like that. But again, like, you know what, CT, to your point, because my nachos was not chose. Okay, so all right, we gonna do it again.
Let's go.
All right, CT, how was your week, man? How's it going, man? Check in.
What's up, boo? So listen, I am my wife and I are beginning a journey that started some years ago that allows us to choose a different geographic location in which we would spend our days as empty nesters, since we have adult children. And so I am coming to you today from a place called Destin, Florida. Destin, Florida. It's a place we have frequented the last 4 years or so. We enjoy the place. We enjoy being able to come here, and I get real creative here. I'm very relaxed here. So
Yeah, we know.
who knows?
Right. We know.
I.e. pre-show. Anyway, so who knows what that may bring long term, but I know I'm in a good mood, feeling good, and excited to be on this call with you all today. Johnny, question. I hear oftentimes that some people celebrate their birthdays for the entire month rather than the day itself. Do you celebrate your birthday for the month?
You a monther? You a monther?
I'm
You
not
a
a
weeker?
monther.
You
I'm
a
not a
dayer?
monther. I love birthdays, but here's the thing. My daughter's birthday is also the day after mine. And so for the past 17 years, a lot of my birthday has been about planning her birthday. But I love birthdays. I'm not a monther. I'm not a monther. I like
Johnny,
the
so
special day.
let's this is let's jump on the couch for a second. So Johnny,
Yeah.
here's the thing. I see you, Leslie, and here's the thing.
Monther.
Deep breath. You ready, Johnny?
Monther.
Yeah.
You ready? So I think you need to go ahead and take your birthday back. I think
But
you
here's
should
the thing. Here's the thing, though, for real. I love birthdays. So I embrace it. I love getting older. I get better and better every year.
You better say
So
that.
it's something about waking up on the day and just like, this is my day. This is my birthday. So that's why I'm like, I'm not a whole month. I don't need the whole month. I just need that one day and the anticipation of it arriving.
Okay.
You know what,
Yeah.
Johnny? Just because of the unique situation this week,
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring some fun. I'm gonna bring some fun for you to see for your birthday. We got you, okay?
I'm not mad at
Got you on that. That'll be the cheers. I got you.
I'm not mad at that at all.
All right. Even though you're a dayer, and that would be the day after. Just want you to know that I'm not gonna officially celebrate your birthday. We're gonna be drinking on your daughter's birthday. To CT's point, like if you was a weaker, you could still be going. If you was a monther, okay, you see, I'm pulling you out now because you can't be a dayer, and I bring that right. You have to
find it. You have to find the thread.
There we go. Because that's me. All right, so
my girl too. She said, "I like my day only too." Yeah.
Okay. Hey, listen. All right, if you in the chat, I want you to tell us if you a dayer, monther, or weaker. Like if your birthday, just let us know how you celebrate because we're gonna play around with that a little bit later because we want to know how we do this, right? All right. So for me, I knew it was coming. So the fish tank is on fleek right now. You know what I'm saying? I had an opportunity to celebrate my son's birthday yesterday. So November does kick off my holiday season where I get to celebrate my kids because my 23-year-old is like reminding me how young I am. You know what I'm saying? Because like we literally out, right? And we sit there chilling or whatever, we eating. I'm like, man, come on, we sitting at the bar. You know what I'm saying? You owe enough. You owe enough now. Like let your feet dangle, right? You know what I'm saying? We sitting at the bar. So we at the bar. All right, whole month. All right, a month and a half this year.
You see how expensive that Capel month was? Did a month and a half though?
Whoa!
And come on, Cam, like he don't celebrate it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean he really don't. But we're gonna pull him out of that too. We're gonna pull him out of that. We're gonna celebrate Cam.
When is Cam's birthday? Anybody know when Cam's
birthday? Can't put your birthday in the chat so everybody in on the show can celebrate your birthday with you right now.
We can now celebrate it with you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Big 50, I see you. Okay, so let me get.
Okay.
I see you.
Nikki.
All right, do your thing. All right, 50 just a number, girl. You looking 20 every day. That's all you got to say. So I had a great weekend. You know what I'm saying? I got to take my whole family out to, one of my favorite sushi spots. I got them all like we, I treated them really well. They got the whole spread. My sister got the itis. I got to take a picture and post that on. You know what I'm saying? The video of her knocked out. Yeah, you saw that, right? Like I literally fed her, and then she came up. February 31st. All right, Cam. That's exactly why nobody celebrates your birthday. Okay, and that's your fault.
You're
Okay,
gonna find out, and we posted it.
and we posting it.
We
Matter
finding
of fact,
out.
I mean, it's not like I can't text your mom and ask her, bro. We can do this. All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a great weekend.
had the
you know what I'm
itis.
saying? Yeah, she had itis. She passed that on the couch. I got the recorder.
Next week, okay.
All
Okay.
right, 55 celebrated. All right.
Birthdays got folks going today.
I know, right? Shoot, that's what I'm saying. But you know what though? I just want to go ahead and jump into it.
Yes.
Okay.
We are motivated right now.
Yes.
Feel it. And
Yes.
I feel like the people that are watching right now with us are motivated as well.
Yes.
So today's subject is motivating your circle. Okay.
Okay.
Getting with your people and getting to them to get them the same feeling we have right now. Like the crazy thing is we had to build this up pre-show, and then we came into this with all of this motivation, all this happiness, all this joy, and instantly everybody around us started feeling it, right? We started pulling everybody into our joy, the happiness that we had built amongst just fellowship with ourselves, right?
Oh, I love that. Mhm.
So it is so crazy how vibrant the lights that we are and how much it shines on people. We are motivation. But it's not always easy to be able to motivate people, and it's not always easy to motivate groups of people. So I want both of you to tell me, how do you define your circle? And what are some ways that you motivate said circle? And I'm going to come to you first, CT. Then I'm going to come to you, Johnny.
Okay.
I appreciate the question as always, and I'm going to take a little twist on this one.
Go for it,
because I'm both a godly spiritual man and a naturally crazy man. So would echo my wife, and don't say that in these comments.
Like, come on, Melanie, put it in the comments.
Leave my man alone.
When we thought about the circle idea, right, and how I actually think about this idea is biblically in the Old Testament, there is this. The Ark of the Covenant, and they had a outer court, they had an inner court, and they had the Holy of Holies. And when I translate that into how I think about my circle, there is the outer court. The outer court can consist of anybody. I don't have to have deep connected relationship with them. They're just folks that I can work with. There are folks that I might meet on LinkedIn. There are people that I might see walking down the hallway, or even saying hello to somebody walking in the street. The second, the outer court, inner court is a little bit closer. Sometimes that could be family, right? Sometimes it could be some acquaintances, if you will. I think that's the word we used to use back in the day, right? Folks who are close to us, but they're not close enough to burn us. They're close to us, but they're not close enough that they're going to know all about my deep, dark secrets, if you will. And then there is the Holy of Holies. There is that place where that is a small circle. And that if I let you into that circle, it's for life, right? And even from a biblical perspective, when the priest would go into that space, they'd have to have a rope tied around their ankle, because in any impurity that they would take into that space, they could die instantly. I'm not suggesting that if you are in my inner circle that you if you stab me in the back, I'm gonna kill you. That's not how I do it. But to the extent that when I think about like the levels, the layers of what I and how I define what my circles look like, there are those who are on the outside of the circle. Those are those who are on the periphery, just like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And there's the folks who are just in that circle that I trust. And that I talk to, and that I can rely on, and I can confide in. So that's how I think about how I define my circle.
Nice. Okay. All right. So how do you motivate?
Being me. Like I'm just like I want to give like a different, like deep answer, like because I don't motivate everybody the same way. I'm just me. And I think the thing that I enjoy most is when I'm not trying to be motivating. Sometimes it's when I am the most motivational.
So I'm not gonna let you get off with that, because I know better, right? Like, yes, you are just being you, but there's a way that you are you. There is something about you that you present, and there's a way that you interact with people, and you meet them in those moments, and are able to connect with them, that allows for you to just motivate them. So I think you're skipping past all of the things that make you somebody that motivates people. Like, can you give me a little bit more?
Johnny, I'm late for my appointment again. You're
That's
not
so
late.
much.
Oh, mama, you ain't never late. This is called
You're
recorded,
You're never
baby.
late, mama.
late.
Come
You're
on.
right on time. Johnny, why this man trying to push me? So
Yeah.
okay. So fine.
Come on with
E,
it.
Scotch with E. Um,
Come
the
on.
so let me do it this way. There is a quote that is a part of how I function through life. It's a Theodore Roosevelt quote, and it says, "People don't care how much you know
Mhm.
unless they know how much you care." And I care deeply
Yeah.
for people
Yeah.
at a
Yeah,
cellular
you
level.
do.
I care deeply for how they grow, what they're going through. I don't just empathize, but I work very, very hard to be a present listener, and that whenever they need me, that I am what they need me to be when it's time. While I'm not perfect at that, what motivates me to be me and to live in the most genuine way that I can is when I can show up in a way that truly allows me to care about people, about where they
Yeah.
are, where they want to go, where they want to be, who they want to be. And can I provide inspiration? Can I provide motivation? Can I provide words? Can I provide direction that helps them get on the track, get back on the track, whatever it is that they may need? So I appreciate the push, but it starts and finishes by this idea that I care deeply for
Yeah.
people. And when they know that I care, they provide information that allows me to help provide information.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. And yes,
Mhm.
amen. Yes, that is beautiful. And I know that. Like I see that, and that's my experience with you. So I couldn't let you just get off saying just being me, because being you is such a undercut to what that really
Yo,
means. Like
what you
I
saying?
look, that's what I was about to say. Like, did I not already say we all are light? I already gave you a little generic one. That's why you here, because we need you to
Yo.
motivate. He's about to try to skip out today. He's like, yeah, nah, I'm just
That's right.
hey, yo, this is my
all right.
Christian Bale Batman. I'm just me. That's what you trying to get up. No.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad
All
you
right.
ain't let him off the hook.
At first, I thought about it for a split second, but then it was like, heck no, not today. Because we
Yeah.
motivate in our circle, and
You're right.
you are one of the key people in your circle to keep people motivated. So no, we ain't gonna undercut
Respect.
that. You know you the man. All right, so I'm
Yeah,
coming
you
to you,
are.
Johnny My Leash. Now, I mean, one day I'm gonna tell the whole story about My Leash, but it's okay, Johnny My Leash. It is your turn to kind of
Yeah.
tell us how you identify your circle and how you motivate the people in your circle.
Yeah, for sure. So when it comes to how I identify my circle, I feel so incredibly blessed. Like I have such an amazing circle. So these are people that I would consider trustworthy individuals, right? I mean, when I say that they are trustworthy individuals, is that I trust them to be
Mm.
who they are, right? So I go to certain people for certain things. I'm so blessed. I have such a great group of girlfriends. When I think about my circle, that's the first thing I think about. I have two core groups of girlfriends. My homegirls I grew up with, and then my college girls. And as you can imagine, my college girls are much crazier than I mean, they're crazy. They are crazy. But when you talk about trustworthy individuals, it's like I trust them to be who they are. So when I go to my college girls, I know that I can be my absolute full true self. We can talk about relationships, we're talking about finance, we're talking about everything together because we are that support system for each other. You know, and the same thing with my homegirls. There's plenty of times that we're like, I don't know how I would be able to get through all of this if it weren't for you. So when we're talking about how do we motivate, I really did identify with CT when he was saying being yourself, right? So when you just show up, even though we didn't let him off the hook, because when you show up and just be yourself and just share the different things that are happening in your life, you realize that I'm not alone. There's other people that's going through some of the same thing. And more importantly, there's people rooting for you.
Yeah.
You have a whole circle of people that is rooting for your success. and for you to win. And that right there is the ultimate motivation for me. So when I know that I have these circle of females that are just surrounding me and loving me and taking care of me, and even when they don't know what's going on, they support me. That's how we motivate each other, right? So
Nice.
that's huge for me, just to know that there's people out there that's praying for me and want me to win.
That's good.
That's real
Yeah.
nice. Okay. I would say for myself, identifying my circle really starts with me being true to myself. Because I love everybody. Like, I genuinely have no disdain or hate for anybody. And if I could help anybody, I would. So I have a perimeter that is like pretty wide, right? Where it's like, if you come within my perimeter in the vicinity, you can have certain access because of who I am as a person.
Yeah.
Right. But then when we think about who knows me, that is like, I think somebody posted this, like, I think it was you, CT. I ain't got no circle. I got a dot. It's full. Okay. There's no space in the middle for you to see an inner ring, you know what I'm saying, at all, because it is that tight. Like it is the people who I know, if Eric was in real trouble in any method, manner, or means, they would be like, yo, I got you. I know you, and I know the way that you are, so I'm with you no matter what.
Yeah.
And that is, I got 10 people. I got 10 people, like, you know what I'm saying? If that, like, when I think about who would really be in there, like to CT's point, where it's like some of those people are still like just like associated, right? You know what I'm saying? There's a link to this section. They're not in there. They're not all the way in. They have a plug that allows for them to be able to tap into, but they're not residing in that comfort zone.
Right.
So, I think I'm really protective because of just my nature. You know what I'm saying? I'm really loving, caring, and I'm a Pisces. I can tend to be emotional, and I don't allow for people to have power over my emotional state. So what I try to do is regulate the input to my emotional state so that I can be effective in doing what I do to motivate people.
Yeah.
And the way I choose to motivate people is by one simple word: joy. I try to live a joyful life. I try to omit joy. I try to present joy. I will cook joy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I try to implement joy into everything that I do. Therefore, you engage people to enjoy with you. Therefore, I don't have to worry about whether I'm motivating you, because you're going to be happy. And happiness in itself creates motivation. Because the happier somebody can make you about something, the more motivated you will be to do those things. Hey, man, yeah, you're really right. That feels good. Okay, I like that. All right, man, look, you're bubbling me up. And then before you know it, you just got to say something like, you know what? You can do it. You know what? I can do it. If you feel somebody with a whole bunch of joy and then set them loose, they will do amazing things. So that is me in the way I look at my circle and how I motivate people.
I need to add something to your list of words. Well, actually, you just had one word. You said joy. I feel like yours is also truth. That's that's how you motivate me. You do bring joy, and we have a great, but when I come to you, I know I'm gonna get the absolute truth. And that's what motivates me and keeps me going, because I know there will be no sugarcoating. There will be no dancing around the issue. And also, too, you know me, like, right? So you know me well enough to, it not only is it going to be the truth, but it's going to be spot on. It's going to be exactly what I needed to hear. Maybe something I didn't even realize myself. And I'm like, oh, shoot, he just read me. He just gave me. Right? The absolute truth. So I just wanted to throw that out there too. So joy, absolutely. But truth is something that shouldn't be underestimated from you.
Like these are heavy terms, right? Like y'all say, so sometimes like it's really hard to conceptualize like what joy is real time, what truth is, right? Because this idea that truth even, right, in the world we live in today, your truth might be different than my truth. And how I define joy may be different than how you define joy.
Sure.
And I think it is, Johnny, I think it's really important, right? That when and you said the word relationship, like if we're going to the words of this conversation, right?
Yeah.
I think relationship dictates how you are fueled by whatever joy, truth, whatever word is next, whatever is in that relationship gives access and permission for that thing to fuel you, to motivate
Yeah.
you. Or from the wrong person, it
Yeah.
could demotivate you.
Right.
Like if I didn't have a relationship with E and he came to me with some truth, I might be like, get out of my face. I don't
True.
know you. I don't trust you. And just because you giving me truth doesn't mean I need to listen to your truth. Or
Mhm.
the way that I might express joy might get on your nerves. It might annoy, right? So we have to remember that the human condition, the lived experiences that each of us are having are different, which is why it's so important to have a circle that you know, right? And and your circle seasonally changes. Like
Yes.
there might be
Yeah, it
somebody who was
does.
in your circle like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But so here's a philosophy
Earlier
that,
today.
that I adopted some years ago, right? And like I've heard the thing like some people are here for seasons, reasons, times, right? So,
Yeah.
but I process it like this. There are some people who show up in your life because you have a need.
Hmm.
People are the tools that show up when need is necessary. Once the need has been met, it's possible that you no longer need
Come on.
that person. But if you've misappropriated the relationship and you think there's supposed to be something other than having met the need, you now might be frustrated by their existence in your life. I'm talking
All right.
good right here.
Yeah,
Like
you
there's
are.
some
Yeah.
people that were
Absolutely.
there just because you needed X.
Yeah.
And X was there. Now that X is gone, it's time for you to move on. Because if you don't, now you're expending energy and you might be giving joy in a place where joy can't be received. You might be giving truth in a place where truth cannot be received. And now what is it doing to you? It's draining you
Yeah.
because now that thing that was supposed to be there only for that moment or for that reason or for that need to be supplied, you're now in a place where you're feeling empty. And so it's just something that we got to make sure we're calling out is that even though we have these circles that we love and that to Johnny, E can be that truth teller for you because you have relationship. We
Yeah.
have to assess and really begin to understand what are you there for? And if I've evaluated that right, it's okay for me to say, Johnny, it was so wonderful. Thank you for helping me get through this thing that we needed to get through. And I'll talk to you later.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Absolutely.
you 100%.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Science today, right?
bringing it on in. All right. Now, so hey, I gotta
Love that.
I gotta piggyback on that and say, because I know we talked about this earlier, and say that brings to mind the differences in what these things look like makes leads me to the question that I talked to you guys about earlier.
Mhm.
What is support?
Yeah.
And what does it look like, right? When you think about motivating somebody, to your point, CT, we have to do it in the ways that fit people, right?
Yeah.
And you may want to service someone in one way, but then they need to receive it in another. Therefore, they can acknowledge it as support.
Hmm.
I'll just give a flat example.
Okay.
You have somebody is having financial problems. They think, oh, I'm sorry, mama. I can't read a book. I'm sorry, mama. We gonna why'd you I can't.
It's okay.
I'm gonna read it. Okay, you caught me off guard.
Mhm.
All right.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, mama.
That's
All right.
good.
I love it. Yes.
Good.
Beautiful. All right. Don't want to lose it. I think it's important that we understand that there are differences in the way that we have to reach people too, right? Like to
Yeah.
your point, CT. Could you guys give me some points on how you have made the assessment of best support for someone? Because like the example I'm giving is like you need, you need money to pay a bill, but somebody offers to pay the bill, you like, I don't need that. I'm like, you need money to pay the bill, but I offered to pay the bill and you don't see me paying the bill as support. Then you don't need to pay the bill. Apparently, you just need money.
Right.
And you didn't know the type of support you needed, but therefore you accuse me of not supporting you because miscommunication, whatever the thing is. But like, that's just an example of how, like, sometimes you want to be there to help somebody or to get them through something, and you can't.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna come to you first, Johnny.
Yeah. That's all I have to say to that, right? Yes, absolutely. You're right. At least that's how I feel about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I know that I'm showing, and I haven't always felt this way.
Mm.
Let me just say that, right? It took a little bit of like some motivation from Mr. Easterling upstairs to get my mind right on this part. But if I know that I'm coming with the right motivation, the right intention, that's the word I was looking
That's
for.
good.
And my heart is pure and I'm coming with the right intention, and that person does not want to receive the support that I'm able to give or that I was willing to give, that's not a me problem.
Mm.
Right? All I can do is show up and be me. Now, depending on the relationship,
Yeah.
right? Back to that word relationship.
Mhm.
We can't always default to that either. We can't always say, well, that's just me and that's just how I do it.
Mhm.
Well, what is your relationship with that person, right?
Yeah.
Understanding what they need and how much support you are willing to give and bend. So I think one is absolutely goes back to the relationship. I don't think we can say that enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
But depending on what it is, maybe, yeah, I've given the support that I was going to give. And if you can receive that, that's not me. The onus is not on me at that point, right?
Yeah.
I've done my part, especially when I know my intentions are pure.
Yeah. No, that's fair. CT, I'm turning it to you.
I believe his name is Zig Ziglar, and there's a concept we learned early in our experiences that if you want to get to truth, it's the skillful art of asking questions.
Yeah.
Right? If you want to understand how to truthfully support somebody, you got to ask them.
Yeah.
And many times people don't know, which is why you have to be skillful in the questions that you ask. Because sometimes, to your point, the thing that you think they need, they haven't fairly or responsibly articulated. So you have more questions that you need to ask. And if you're not asking the follow-up question to make sure you have clarity, then you might be getting in further than you need to get into this situation. And it might make for you hard for you to come out of it. I think the other way to think about like this concept of support.
Mhm.
I am a parent of adults' children.
Okay.
There are things that when they were younger, we supported them in.
Mhm.
As they've gotten older, there are things that we now get to choose whether or not we want to support them in because they are fully capable of supporting themselves. What's super important is that we have to acknowledge that people change.
Yep.
And if people aren't changing, to Johnny's point, that's their problem, not yours. If you are growing, if you are learning, if you are being consistent to be a better you, you are going to change. You have no choice but to change. But when you change, that means you have to leave behind some old stuff that were anchors that didn't allow you to change and transform the way that you needed to.
Yeah.
And so when you start getting into this relationship thing that we're talking about, you've got to give yourself the permission to first make sure you're asking more questions than you are. And then you got to manage the maturity of the relationship. And if it's somebody in your life and I was married, be not disrespectful, but I was like, but if they childish, like you need to choose to
Yes.
change how you deal with them,
Yeah.
or that's on you.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to say it different, but like then it becomes the thing that you're choosing, and now you're
Yeah.
tired and you're not motivated and you're not
Yeah.
inspired because you're carrying some weight that no longer belongs to you.
Yeah.
And I think I grew up in a generation, and then maybe y'all too, but I grew up at a time where like when I when I turned 18, peace. Like deuces, like
Yeah.
you on your own. Like I came home after my freshman year in college. I came to the house. It was a Wednesday. I remember the story like it was just. It was a Wednesday, and I hadn't got a job yet, Johnny. And my mother was like, "You have until Friday to get a job, or you out." Like, but
Oh,
mama, I'm mama, but I'm your baby. She's like, "No, men work." Like that was what was seeded into me, and I got a job working at McDonald's. Rode my bike to McDonald's because I
yeah.
used to live right.
Right.
So I had to learn it.
Mhm.
And in the times that we are in now, because we want more for our kids than what we had, um, I think it's important for us to make sure we're creating balance, not just for our kids, but in every relationship we have as we're continuing to grow and change. You got to create balance. And sometimes that balance comes by making sure you're telling the right truth to yourself.
Yeah, no, I like that. I definitely like that. That like the way that we position support is important, and then being able to identify when to support someone or acknowledge that they're not supporting themselves,
Yeah.
is really really big out there. And
Mhm.
yes, those anchors can, and them anchors can bring you down, and yes, they can.
Yes, you
So
can.
big message, Mama. We love it. And shout out to Mama Douglas for giving all the love and always being here. We love you.
Always.
I
Talk
listen. I
about
have no
support.
listen. I have no problem with the long message. I just want to be able to read it, and you know what I'm saying, and really give it its credence. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
definitely. Um
Absolutely.
for me, I definitely think support is a funny subject. I
Mhm.
just think it
Why is
is.
that? Why is
Well,
that? E?
I, because I think people play at the word. I think we don't always know what it is. Like, and a lot of times we just, I wish somebody would support me, and then
Mm.
you go, how? And they look at you like by doing this, and then ultimately the thing they're asking you to do doesn't really support them. It doesn't really do anything for them, but that's what you asked for.
Mhm.
Well, if you want true support, sometimes CT, you hit it. You already know, nail, hammer, straight on the head, cleared it. You have to ask the question of what does support look like.
Mhm.
In
Mm.
in asking that question and having clarity in it, then people can properly support you. But without truly setting that, there's no support. It's just a guessing game that you're playing with people where you're trying to hope that the puzzle pieces fit and it all works out.
Okay.
And sometimes it can be a waste of your time. Sometimes it can be meaningful. Sometimes it can work out. Like, but it's a game at this point. That's the reason why I think it's funny. It can be the way people engage with support without really having done the assessment of knowing the right questions and understanding what they really need. It becomes a game, and
Mm-hmm.
you find yourself playing it with people for long-term situations. Well, I gave you this and I did that and I did this for you. And then you look up and you like, you ain't made it nowhere. But I've supported all of these initiatives and I've done all of these things and I've shown up to all of these things, and you're no closer to your goal. Why? Because you asked for support and you got somebody to blindly support you in unmeaningful ways. So I mean, I just want to give that counterbalance to that. But go ahead, Johnny. I see you guys.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, well, I think then on the flip side, then we have to hold ourselves accountable because it always comes back to self, right?
Yeah.
So I think we have to understand what we mean when we ask for support and be honest with that and tell people that.
Mhm.
Okay. So I totally get on the other side where it's like, we have to make a choice whether or not we're going to support, how we're going to show up and ask those questions. I agree with all of that because I think in a relationship it goes two ways. But
Mhm.
let's remember ourselves too in all of this because ultimately we're the only person that you can change. You are the only person that you can change.
Right.
So I think as we're showing up in relationships, make sure you ask for what you want. the
Yeah.
type of support that you want.
Exactly.
Right? I'm very good with saying, you know what? I really want some attention right now.
Yeah.
Maybe it's annoying. I realize that. But at least there's no question as to what I want. Am I going to always get it? No, I may
That's right.
not. That does not mean I'm always going to get what I want. But at least there is no question in asking for. So ask for what you want. And this coming from a female perspective too. I know a lot of times we expect people to read our minds. We expect people to show up the way we may show up for them.
Mhm.
Because of what we consider to be love or support or whatever. But you got to be vocal. Say what you want. Say the thing. Right. So if my support is I want you to pay some money, then can you donate some money?
Right.
Or it is, right? Let's just start
Yeah.
being open and saying what we need.
Yes, but do it without pontification, please.
Like, so let me add this last little caveat right there, because I think we're on a really interesting thread right now, right?
Yeah.
And again, words matter for us, right? But I think what becomes really important is that sometimes when somebody asks us something
Mhm.
and then we go do that something, if we're not careful in the wrong relationship, we could be expecting reciprocity.
Yeah.
If you ask me for something and I have deep relationship with you, I'm not asking with an expectation of return. We don't loan money to anybody.
Yes.
We give.
Yes.
So if I'm talking
Yes.
about supporting something or someone, I'm not doing it
Yes.
with an expectation that, man, listen, I'm not doing it with an expectation that they're gonna give anything back to me.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm choosing to support you in blank way.
Yep.
I chose that
Right.
without an expectation that you're going to return a thing to me. You know what that does for you? It frees you.
Frees you. That's right.
Freedom.
It frees
That's
you
freedom.
from the
Mhm.
return and the response and how to look over your shoulder and looking at your phone and saying, hey, have they called me back? Have they texted me? Like,
And no
I mean, come on. Like, if you free yourself from that, support looks, feels, sounds different. And remember that yoke or that chain or that anchor we talked about before? It ain't there no more.
Because
All
it's those
right.
false expectations, CT.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
we're putting expectations on someone that they didn't agree to that.
No.
Right.
They didn't say they were going to do that. That's what you're expecting. And when you release those expectations, it gives you such a sense of freedom. And I've noticed too that it has enhanced my relationships with people, because now, back to what we were saying before, now I know what to kind of expect, right? I
Yes.
know what our truth is, I know what our relationship is, and I get that. And so I'm not putting these false expectations on you. I'm not expecting you to do something that you didn't sign up to do.
That's right.
Right. So you know what? You both have just really driven this home, and I loved it, because that was the reason why I wanted to bring up support. So we could go around, identify what support looked like, talk about the turmoil in support, but then CT, you drop the hammer to be like, the freedom of support is that when you choose to support, you made that choice, you live with it, you be okay with it, you walk away from it if you need to, but you walk away with the joy because the intention behind doing it was good from the start, and you never expected anything except what you did was to support. So you did that. So you got that. We're good. So I love it. I love it. All right. Yep. Don't expect people to do what you would do. That's right. You can never expect anybody to do what you do. But you know what? No, we can expect people to be who they gonna be. So we're gonna let that happen.
Yes,
all right. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into one of my favorite times of the podcast. It is time to ask Grandma, what would you do? So CT, I'm coming over to you. All right.
Oh, this is true. I cannot.
I love this. I love it. You ain't got nothing, Johnny? I'm just saying. All right, so check it. So Grandma, like every week, like this is my favorite section too. And when I think about what would Grandma do, you all know this is a 97-year-old grandmother, who is just the most amazing woman on the entire planet. And she used to write acronyms in our names when she would send birthday cards, etc. And for this show, for this episode, our word today is circle. And I thought about, Johnny, that when I think about the circle, I was thinking, how might we build a circle? How might we know that our circle is good? How our circle is strong? So when I think about my circle being strong and how I'm motivated by it, I first in that C means these are people I can count on. Was the song say, count on him through thick and thin, a friend that will never end. When you are weak, I will be strong. Help. Anyway, so like you've got to be able to count on the people who are in your circle. That's how you begin to know that your circle is strong. The I in this circle is they inspire you. And they inspire you to be better. They inspire you to think outside the box. They inspire you that even when you are down, they lift you up. But they can't do that without the R. And the R is rich. Now, I'm not saying I don't want a rich friend. I'm not saying that having somebody in my circle with a little paper isn't a bad thing. I want them to be rich in knowledge. I want them to be rich in love. I want them to be rich in the things that I'm not rich in, so that when they come to me, they can inspire me with the richness of their wisdom, the richness of their perspective, the richness of how they love and care for me. And if I need their support in money, they've got it. The C is sometimes in that circle, you've got to have somebody who can check you. You've got to have somebody who can check yourself before you wreck yourself. You've got to have somebody who's going to come correct and tell you what it is. They've got to be able to be in that circle to say, E, you're messing up. Johnny, you're not doing right. Christopher, I heard what you said, but you were wrong. And when you said it, and if you have that person who can help you come correct, then what that does for you is the L, and it helps you level up. Like sometimes we feel stagnant in our lives and we're stuck in these places because we're dealing with people who are on our same level. And sometimes you need to have somebody in your circle who is past where you are, who can help you get to where you ultimately want to go and where you want to be. And when you have that, you know what it becomes? Easy. Monday motivation. Like it becomes easy to function in your circle because you know that you got people you can count on who are there to inspire you, who are rich with information, with context that allows you that when you mess up, they correct your tail so that you can get to a place where you level up. And when you level up, you get on shows like Easy Monday Motivation, where life is not complicated, where you can laugh, you can have fun. And on Mondays, you can be motivated. Thank you, Grandma. Thank you.
Thank you, Grandma. Shout out to Grandma 897 is still doing her thing. Just want you to know, Grandma, you still being publicized. I know you're not writing these, but we still gonna give you all the credit.
That's right.
I promise, dog. You right there. You was like it sounded like you was on a radio show. That's Grandma from 97.
Right.
I know. That's what I thought it was. That's where I thought he was going with that.
I was about to. Like, and that was Grandma. Come on. Don't worry. We got a whole show. We just gonna do personalities because that's gonna be one of our subjects where we're gonna be like going over, motivating personalities. So it's gonna be real fun. Absolute banger from Grandma with the circle. Yes, I agree. Mel. It was a meaty episode. We had a lot of fun in here, but I really want to come to you, Johnny, because my mind wants to say, Johnny, what you got? Johnny, what you got? Like, I just want to get your thoughts on what Grandma would do. I think that was a beautiful one.
It was great. It was great. I want to give a real quick shout out to Rhonda Marsh. She was in the chat too. She's one of those people that really poured in to me, has always been a part of my circle since I was a little girl. So I shout out to Rhonda.
Shout out to Rhonda.
Shout out to
And-
Rhonda for sure.
And Bronny, before you go, she was like, I want to be in your circle. Well, if you're on this pod, you are in our circle.
You are
You're
in our circle.
You are in our
That's
circle.
it.
Welcome
Yes.
to the circle.
We are better for it. I'm telling you, we're better for it. Rhonda is cool people. So thank
That's
you.
what's up.
So as we're thinking about circle, I just want to take a step outside of the circle just for a second, because I feel like we can recognize the importance of the folks that are in our circle, right? And how they oh, I love her. Well, she's a crier anyway, so she's gonna cry. And she like me, she'll cry at the drop of a dime. And so I think it's easy for us to recognize those foundation, those people that are in our circle. So I'm a huge Sex and the City fan. If y'all didn't know this about me, like from the very the initial series all the way to the reboot. And I was rewatching the episode the other day of the reboot. And at the center of this show, you have 4 best friends, right? But along the way, they encounter all of these different people. Like Carrie ran into someone who motivated her on a really, really sad day. Charlotte ran into someone who inspired her to take a job, even when she wasn't quite sure because she had been out of workforce for so long. Miranda ran into somebody who at a tattoo shop that kind of just like was easy to talk to and inspired her to do something different and step outside of her comfort zone. So as we're thinking about those folks in our circle, absolutely keep them tight, but don't forget about what may seem to be like chance, random encounters are not so chance and random at all, right? I am a huge believer that God will place people in our path to give us what we need when we need it. We just have to be open to it. So you could be in the line at the grocery store and just like, oh, somebody gave you the compliment that you needed that day. Or you could be at work and someone gives you a piece of advice that carries you out through the rest of your career, right? So just as we're thinking about that, don't forget about those small moments that maybe it's just an infrequent encounter. Maybe it's someone that seems random. Don't count those encounters out as well.
That's good, Johnny.
Listen, hey,
a little something.
Hey, hold up, CT. She got that. That's what she got. like, Johnny, what you got? I got these bars. That's what I got. Bars. That's what Johnny just pulled a mic drop on everybody. She said, bars. She said, yeah, I'm tired of y'all looking at your circle. Look outside your circle, okay? Open your eyes.
Hey,
I can't stand
bars. Hey, go ahead, run it for me. What you got, Johnny? And go put the bars.
I ain't got nothing.
I can't stand y'all.
Bars. I love it.
Okay, Fluff. It's okay.
Oh my gosh.
That's right.
Okay.
I love it.
I do. That was beautiful. I mean, I think so. All right. I kind of just want to run this back. Today, guys, we built our circle. We talked about how we motivate the circle. We identified support and the trouble that comes with it, and how you can navigate supporting people with a free mindset. Then we doubled down on how to strengthen your circle with what grandma would do. And then Johnny put a bow around there and said, even though your circle can be strengthened and you can have a great inner circle, do not let life, because when you talk about those chance meetings and those just random things, what that is really just life. It is God. It is life breathing into you, giving you situations for you to grow from. You cannot turn them all away. I think if I was drawing a picture, right, we have now built a beautiful planet that has multiple rings around it. It is safe and secure. We have put our support in it. We have the people we need in it. We feel motivated. And then we also know to look outside, because motivation is while we grow it inside, it is also fostered from relationships outside. So, did we not do some work today, y'all? We ran a little bit. a bit long, but we got it on strong. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that out there. What is going on today?
That was
That's a
fire.
Ric Flair.
Woo!
Oh, that was good. That was good.
I appreciate
I
it.
love it.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, all right.
That was
So I mean,
appropriate.
yeah, I look, I don't even know how we finished this show today because I think like we just hit everything. So I'm gonna come to you guys for your final thoughts. We're gonna wrap this up. That's right, Mama. Thank you. Look, hey, listen, when we actually have offering plates, like we'll put them out there. We're gonna be collecting. We need our coins, y'all. You know, we trying to be monetized out here. We're gonna have gear for you, be able to buy Easy Monday hoodies and shirts and stuff. Like we're trying to do big things for y'all, and we truly appreciate your support. But
Like, follow, and share.
thank you.
I
Don't
learned that.
please.
Thank you. That's how you support.
That is 100% how you support. Like, comment, and share. Everything that you see that we can try to put together on the network. So CT, I'm coming to you for your final thoughts, brother.
Man, like it almost feels wrong to layer anything else on top of the summary you gave. I think the idea here is so much.
All right.
The idea here is there is something that you heard if you were listening that you can now go apply, right? And I do think each of us could say that when you do that, your circle will become stronger. No, you will become stronger
Oh, yes.
in the circles that you are in.
Mhm.
Johnny was so good. Like nothing just happens, but this idea that no circle, what do they say? No, I'm not adding anything else to that. Like you are the one that makes the circle strong.
Yeah.
So take something that you heard today, apply it, and you be stronger.
I love it.
I love that.
All right, Johnny, my liege, I'm coming to you.
Can I just repeat what CT said?
Yep.
Will that count? No, it doesn't count. I mean, it was perfect.
Okay.
Right? Like it was just perfect. I don't know. Yeah, just y'all, I just want us all to win, y'all. So like wherever you can find this motivation and motivate others and just show love. That's all I gotta say. I feel like I've ended a couple episodes.
Yeah,
like
you've done great. Like
I know I'm the flower child. I'm
I
the
just
flower
want-
child. But seriously, like what? Let's just win out here.
but I can't wait sometime. Like when me and Cam like pull up, like we're gonna chop these shows up, right? And we're gonna have some real segments of some wild little conversations you'll be able to put together and be like, I don't flower child, all right. We making a whole music video. I'm a flower child. We're gonna be wild. Okay. Please don't pay me no mind.
I love.
That's beautiful. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again. Like my man CT said, please, if you are listening from an audio perspective only, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I mean, I think we're a little bit of everywhere. We haven't found our way to Pinterest yet, but when we do, just know we'll have recipes for motivation.
I like that.
Right. Yeah, we can do that too. So I want to take this opportunity to say that we've been doing a lot of work here. And a big shout out to my good friend CT and Johnny for joining me on this journey. You guys motivate me. And every Monday I get refueled because I get to see y'all and we get to talk and we get to do this. Even when we didn't do it and we got to pre-record it, I still get my fix of motivation every week. And as much as the folks that are watching get motivated by it, I need it. You know what I'm saying? I need you guys a lot of times to kind of bounce that and refuel me, because it is important that we pour into the cups that pour into us. So I'm going to go ahead and sign us out for tonight. You have just watched Easy Monday Motivation with CTE and Johnny My Liege. We are here every Monday at 8 o'clock. You will see Tuesday. My girl Siobhan is on the comfy couch at 7 p.m. On Wednesday, you got Food Talks, the food cast with me and Rome the Chef at 8 o'clock. We got a fun food review. We did go to Bud Dairy this weekend, and we got some fun stuff we're going to be able to show you guys from little food hall. On Thursday, we have Just Clowning with my homeboy C Mello at 7:30. On Friday, we have the Way Past Cool Nerdcast at 9 p.m. with Lex G and my homeboy Cam. And then on Sunday, you have the OG, the podcast about nothing, where it all started. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's always a pleasure to be able to provide you this type of content. And again, like, comment, subscribe, share, put it all out there. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off with saying my wonderful little catchphrases. You guys can just chill until the next episode. Have a good night.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Have a good one, guys.